All right, first and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. Name is only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the word we call Jesus Christ. My brother Chief Priest Allah Lawyer, aka the Gorilla Hebrew. Yeah, we coming at y'all with another Tuesday night class through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Just give me 1 second. Share. A lot going on. A whole lot is going on right now. All over the world, Trump is on a kick. Drunk with power since his inauguration, as expected. He said he's gonna send the feds into Chicago, and he's vowing. He said we gonna build that wall. We ain't let up on building that wall. So you know, it's a lot going on right now that's affecting our people. And there's nothing that we can do to stop the inevitable plans of the white man to come against blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians in general. There's nothing. It's all because God put it in the Bible as a part of prophecy. We just have to do our part to be those that God fights for in those times. That's right. And there's a spirit that's amongst the black and Hispanic community that is disgusting. Okay, there is a demonic spirit that a lot of us don't realize how demonic this vibration is, and we're going to talk about that tonight. All right, we're going to talk about that tonight. But before we do that, I want to address some guys real quick. Where is this at? So you have GMS, not GMS, like Men of Valor, camp called Men of Valor, out of New Jersey. I know them brothers. I'm cool with them brothers, but they recently did some videos addressed to us, and it had to do with the concept of Israelite foreigners. So I wanted to just kind of talk about that and get that out of the way right now. All right. So like you bear with me on a little under the weather. Give me Matthew 5 and 13. Matthew 5 and 13.
Book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth.
We are the what?
Salt of the earth.
We are the salt of the earth. Meaning we set the trends and we create the things that are in the earth that people do. All right. Those brothers want to, they play a lot of videos of people of other nations who, are imitating something they seen black men do in America. I mean, that is going to happen. All right. That somebody rapping and writing a beat good is not proof positive that they're of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's just not. All right. Okay. So finish that out.
If I could add to, man, especially with how big the culture has grown, of hip hop, everybody can rap. You can find somebody from they're even rapping in different languages now. You know what I mean? You got Asians rapping in Cantonese and Mandarin. All types of stuff. So, I mean, like the brother said, just because you see somebody rap, real quick. Esau has formed, great ideas labbed off of Jake's invention.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So we can't just look at the other nations like they're just totally deprived of skill and
they have a blessing. Every nation has a blessing.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Nation got talent.
Like the scriptures speak about, Esau having a blessing of being a cunning hunter. So we can't overlook that. I learned that early on in the truth. We can't just look at every other nation like they just don't know how to do nothing, and they don't have their own type of skills. Of course, ours supersedes theirs, but
when you see one that has a feel, oh, that's a Jake, right? That's a spirit. We got to understand where that spirit comes from. Okay, that spirit comes from GMS number one, and it comes from who they call Apostle Gabar of GMS. And the fact that he has an Italian forefather, they went into history and said, well, there were Israelites in Italy, which there were, you know, and things of that nature, but they opened the door to just start making Italians and Irish and Scots, you know, and certain other crackers Israelites, all right? And that's just, it's very irresponsible on the part of those who claim to be spiritual leaders who do that, who see a person and just say, oh, that's a Jake. We have to understand, how problematic that argument is. You know, the elder brother Bakwash always brings this out. If we're going to use y'all same logic, what makes certain guys Jakes would also make Israelites not Edomites and other nations. You see what I'm saying? So like seeing somebody imitate what we do is not a proof positive that they're Israelites. When you see that documentary on the Crips in Amsterdam, you can see the spirit there. You can see they look no different. What proves it is they came to LA, of course, where Crippin started at, and fit and blended right in with with everybody else, and didn't even speak the same language. That's what we call a spirit. You know, you got a Cambodian who grew up around a bunch of black people. Of course, he's going to adopt that culture. It's something called nature versus nurture. You see what I'm saying? Nature versus nurture. Now, can you show me his parents doing the same thing he's doing? Because you are who your father is. So if his daddy ain't doing that, but the son is, why? Because the son grew up around black people. A lot of this stuff is mechanical. That's what people don't get. They mechanically, you know, you know, copying us. Right. It's mechanics. You see what I'm saying? If you're around it enough, you can imitate it. You see what I'm saying? That don't make them Israelites though. And that's it's very irresponsible spiritually to teach that. All right, we're gonna keep going. I got some more precepts on it.
I was gonna say, real quick, man, like the brother said, it's a difference between mechanics and is your nature. Like, we got a prospect, brother Bayan. He had brought a brother around me. Dude said he'd been in the U.S. about 5 years. He grew up in Germany, and you would never guess. You would have never guessed that this dude, you know, had spent 14, 15 years of his life in Germany. Didn't know nothing about the U.S., didn't know nothing about black culture or nothing. He says, when I came over here 5 years ago, I was bumping rock music and trying to be the biggest white boy, you know, and hardest white. Excuse me, you know, like a pub white boy. You know what I'm saying, from another country. And like I said, you would never know. His natural spirit came out of him when he got around his own people. You know, so it didn't take him long to get back into, you know, his culture and his natural savor that the scripture is going to speak of right now.
Yeah, like in there's various cases of that. You have the Ameri Asians that was out there in Vietnam. You know, and some of them, you know, I seen an interview with one of them where he came to America. he looked like a dark Asian or whatever, dark-skinned Asian, you know, but he was like, you know, but his father was black, and he was talking about how he prefers soul food to Vietnamese food, and he prefers rap music to Vietnamese music. That's that spirit bearing witness. He didn't grow up with Negroes. He grew up in Vietnam and then moved to some Negroes. You see what I'm saying? So you can't tell me that you have some immigrants from Cambodia and they came to America and they grew up around some niggas, so they adopted our culture. Like, number one, you know, I seen them brothers, they posted some of the videos of them Southeast Asian Crips in Long Beach, right? So if you watch and if you know anything about the politics and how they deal, when they go up in the pen, they're not claiming Crip no more when they get up in the pen. They're not allowed to. Okay, they do it when they're on the streets and they're around niggas, but when they get up in the pen, they're just Asians. You see what I'm saying? Around the elder Asians and whatnot that's in there, they can't claim Crip. Crip is a black thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's not real. You know, you grow up around people and people soak your game in. Sometimes you might have Esau in the hood, you know what I mean, or whatever. You know, they soak your game up. You know what I mean? Do I believe that there are Israelites that may look like other nations? Of course. but I'm not going to push it to the heights that some dudes are, because now you're spending your time focusing on something that you don't even have concrete evidence of. Meanwhile, your blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that you know are Israelites are suffering and dying every day. Every day, and being neglected because you're busy trying to find out which Irish man is an Israelite. To me, I think it's a waste of time, personally. Finish that.
It says, we'll start back from the top. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted?
Exactly. We can't lose our savor, right? Give me Esther 8:17 in the book of Esther. Oh, Slack, finish.
It says, it is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men.
Those other nations are trodden under us in their feet. We're the salt of the earth. So in that, they're picking up some of the salt. And they're trying to sprinkle some of that salt on. Didn't E40 have the song Sprinkle Me?
Sprinkle me, man.
They're trying to sprinkle some of the salt. People acting like these damn Polynesians are Israelites. And the Polynesian ain't no damn Israelite. Okay? They could be gang members and they can act like you as much as they want. Go to their home. See how their parents live.
Right.
See the rotisserie pig hog on roast over the fire. See how much they stink and don't wash. You understand what I'm saying? That's their culture. But they came here in the army in the 60s and the 70s. They met some niggas. They start gangbanging. And then they begin to steal your culture. And that makes them Israelites. Make no kind of sense. They're not going to react.
One dude said on the committee board, the Irish are Israelites.
No, the Irish are not. Like, here's the funny thing about it, right? My mother's Irish. You can't tell me nothing about the Irish being Israelites. I know Irish people.
You checked.
Yeah, you feel me? I checked. I've been around the Irish. Okay? Irish ain't no damn Israelite. The Irish is a...
Who said?
I'm going to tell you something. You know who the Catholic priests are that molest kids every day?
Michael.
Irish people. Those are the predominantly Irish Catholic priests molesting kids every day. Irish is not no damn Israelite.
There's an Edomite who said that.
Oh, an Edomite, of course.
Berkovic.
Of course. He's trying to graft himself in.
Yeah.
The Irish. Just to say the Irish in general are Israelites is insane. There were Israelites in all parts of Europe and all over the world. We've been scattered into every nation under heaven.
So he's claiming the Israelites that were amongst them.
Yeah, that he's a descendant of them.
Yeah.
Which is it possible for Israelites to look like, again, it doesn't take long for Israelite to look like another nation within 2-3 generations entirely. But does that mean that we're just going to go out on a limb here and start saying, these Irish and these Italians are the guys in the police force that's none of you down and hate you?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You got a point out?
Nah, man, it's just dudes.
The dudes just love the nations?
They just love the nation. It's always a white nation.
No, Portuguese are not Israel. All right? Are there Israelites in Portugal? There's Israelites everywhere. How are the Portuguese Israelites when the Portuguese took the tribe of Asher into one of the most violent slaveries documented? How are they Israelites? They're the eagle, the same way France and Britain and Spain is the eagle that put us in slavery. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't understand the love that everybody has to want to save and graft in every cracker, man.
Because we were there.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that too, which also bears witness to the validity of the scriptures of who Jacob and Esau actually were, because it's been that lifelong feud, man. It's always been tension between Jacob and Esau, so-called Negroes and the so-called white man. And like the brother just said, we've always been around each other. So you know what I'm saying? It's no question, there's no surprise that brothers always gonna have that suck butt spirit.
That's right.
You had that suck butt spirit back in the day. You got the same suck butt spirit now.
That's right.
And we got to deal with what's right, man. Not emotions. We can't go off the feelings.
Yeah, and not the Irish or Israelites either. Okay, I want to keep putting that out there. Are you kidding? The Irish? These guys don't know the damn Irish, man. I know that the Irish, the Lucky Charm, the Irish is the goddamn devil.
Remember, all you gotta do is the Irish jig. If you can do the Irish jig,
He's a jig. He's a jig. Conor McGregor's. He said he'll beat Jesus Christ up. Listen, an Israelite will say a lot of things, so-called black and Hispanic men. Not too many of them will play with Jesus Christ. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He'll beat Jesus Christ up. You see what I'm saying? But that's an Israelite.
I'm gonna tell you this: the so-called white man can't do shit without a leg kick.
Period.
Take that leg kick away. I'm talking about he just laughs. Look at, I'm gonna tell you this, brothers, go on YouTube, look up any random fight with a white boy that did about 2 months, maybe a month of MMA.
Oh, MMA gym.
First thing he wants to do is that leg kick, and then he just starts getting his ass beat.
Recent acts
with
of
his
some
hands.
bros that went down.
Exactly.
He got a leg kick. I want a white boy.
Oh, Con,
I'm going to
yeah.
light his ass up with a bunch of leg kicks.
Yeah, right.
So,
And that's all that, and like the brother just said, the brother got caught with a leg kick. He admitted, he said, man, that junk hurt like a mug. But what happened? He tore that boy's face damn near off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He still got the dude's face on his knuckles.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It's all
his
cut.
cousin called me up. He was like, "Hey, guess what just happened?" Blah, blah, blah. He was like, "Oh."
Yeah, man, but that's the difference between assault and being the other nation.
That's
All right.
You know, give me that, Esther.
Esther, what?
8 and 17.
Well, I'm in this, man. If this is something you really can't understand, the spirit is just ripped. When we want to talk about this spirit, the scripture says the spirit itself bear witness without.
Exactly.
So you gotta have that spirit.
And the thing is this, right? The thing is this, right? You're gonna be standing in the street corner with a can full of Irish and Italian talking about the white man as a devil. How stupid would you look? Go ahead.
Book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 13. The copy of the writing for a commandment to
17.
What is Ezra or Esther?
Esther, the book of Esther. I'm gonna show y'all something in Esther. This the other nations trying to act like you. Read.
Esther, chapter 8, verse 17. And in every province.
In every province. This was every province under Medo-Persian rule, which was damn near the entire known world of the time. Read.
Whithersoever the king's commandment.
Amongst Hamites, amongst Elamites, Ishmaelites, Edomites, Israelites. Read.
And his decree came. The Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. And many of the people.
We're getting ready to observe this next month, which is Purim. Read.
And many of the people of the
land, of all these provinces, of the known world of the time, many of these people
became Jews.
Meaning they started to follow our ways. You all right? See, I knew it was. So these people wanted to follow your ways. Back then, 2,500 years ago, they are. So it's not a wonder that they copying you to this day. Did that make them Jews? No, but they began to try to follow our customs. You see what I'm saying? The white man in Israel is over there following your customs. Don't make him you, do it. No, we got to stop. Like, that's some Christian shit, man. Excuse my language, but it's like, you know, you can be grafted in. He's grafted into Israel. It's like you're teaching the grafted in without teaching it. You're just saying, oh, he is Israelite through the spirit. You're saying like there's a spiritual Israel. This is how it sounds. This is what it looks like. It looks identity. God loves everybody. You see? So I ain't for that. I don't, as somebody the Most High has set up in a leadership position in Israel, I don't find that conducive with what we are commissioned to do by the Most High Yahweh. I don't. Go ahead.
You know, you say Captain Save the Lights.
Like, oh, it's a cool white boy. Nah, they ain't no. I ain't gonna be around you long enough to know all that. You see what I'm saying? Like, That's crazy.
Because the fear of the Jews came upon them. That's like today when you know, they come to our neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? They just want to be like us and jump in with us.
Just
Because
get
if they
down.
not with us, you against us, they're gonna take you out.
Exactly. The fear of the Jews,
Yeah.
the renown of the, also that more be renowned, the respect of the, they like what we do, so they want to follow what we do.
Right.
This is not a new thing.
Yeah.
So when you see the Chinese man in China rapping, that doesn't make that Chinese man an Israelite. That makes the tribe of Judah the tribe of Judah. That's what you need to realize. That makes the African American man in America he whom his brethren shall praise. Prove who the tribe of Judah is. That doesn't prove, man, Israel. And they don't prove that at all. Again, could there be, are there some Chinese people just walking around looking Chinese that are Israelites? I don't just, hey, but I ain't ran into one. I don't know one. And if I did, you know what I tell them? If you believe in this truth for real, go find a corner and teach.
Let's see how that goes.
You ain't gonna do it with me.
I'm gonna stay on that computer.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly. When they go out to that, then I believe it. And even then I won't believe it. I'll be honest, even then I won't believe it.
I want to know what corner you
Look, I want to come watch. Okay? Like a damn Adult Swim spoof. Go ahead.
And you know what's funny too, man, because the things we speak about, there's witness to it. If you sincerely feel that a Polynesian, that what is it, a Polynesian, or you think that you know, an Asian, or any of these other nations outside of Black Native Indians are Israelites, show me them going in. Show me them with a camp preaching this truth in sincerity.
And most of them under the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. That's what makes us the Israelites. It says, "It shall be upon us and our seed as a sign of who we are." Where are they going through Deuteronomy 28? There's a reason why. This cat YG got a song called "Meet the Flockers," talking about how Asian people don't believe in banks, but they'll live in the hood and have money. So you know you could go in there and get them for their money, but they got money. Why do they have money? Because they're not under the curses of Deuteronomy 28. So they can live. They'll still live amongst you. Some of them don't really care all that much. It is a bit of an upgrade from the third world country a lot of them descend from. But they still ain't got no problem coming over here, setting up shop and getting paid.
So with the West Africans,
Okay?
why they ain't setting up here?
Well, no, they do. They're camping out. They're camping out.
It is. Well, they all stem from one of us going over
No,
there.
look, he's still here. They're around America, period. Them camps, you got an IUIC camp in Ghana. GMS is about to set up a camp in Ghana, right? You got certain other Israelite niggas that's over there in Ghana that done what they've been knowing they was Israelites. They ain't got no camp. It's camps from one Western America that's going over there and setting up camp, or they're following that teaching and that doctrine. From America, you see that? Where the predominant of the Israelites are, all 12 tribes. Let me, Genesis 9 and 27. This is on the Cambodian, the Samoan, the Tongan. Oh, are these the number one? Them niggas can't rap. Them niggas are good rappers. These dudes just put a clip. You know, and I know these brothers, and I love these brothers, man. I know, Shah sent me all the brothers over there, man, about it. But y'all be OD with this, everybody in their mom is Israelite. OD. It's not, and I don't know, it is what it is. But somebody asked me, y'all, you know, was y'all teaching something crazy? I said, no, they're not. And he's like, well, you know, they trying to say everybody's Israelite. I don't agree with that, but I ain't gonna say these brothers are teaching like something crazy. You see what I'm saying? Morocco.
So let me get this. How they come over and they get cool with us now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You the homie now, right? But now that they find out we the Israelites, oh, I'm cool with y'all. I'm an Israelite now.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm the same thing as you. They're just following us in everything we do, and you're giving them a license to do it. They can be cool with you. They can be in your circle. They can be a Crip and a Blood like you. Now they can be your nationality.
No, not in the SICARRI.
No, by no means. I'm not finna have y'all standing out there with some damn Samoan I'm talking about as Israelite. Some Irish white boy. Oh, that's my cousin. He's an Israelite, guys. My mom's nephew.
By birth?
That's my mom's nephew. He's an Israelite. He's whoever we perceive him to be at the time. All right, which we're going to go into those that are scattered amongst some people. But go ahead.
You said 9:27?
Yeah.
Book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 27.
Uh-huh.
It says, God shall enlarge Japheth,
He shall enlarge Japheth, read.
and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem.
He shall dwell in the tents of Shem. Them Polynesians, those Southeast Asians, they live in our neighborhoods. A lot of them are here out here on the West Coast. Okay? Especially, what's funny is I see a lot of you guys commenting on races and nations of people that you have limited encounters with. Okay? Out of the top places in this country for Cambodians, because Cambodia was the primary topic, the top cities are Long Beach, Modesto, Tacoma, Washington. These are the places we lived, we've been in. Meaning we know these people, we've been around these people. A lot of y'all brothers who are quick to graft everybody and their mama in from a certain place as Israelites, you ain't even been around enough of these people to truly feel out their spirit, to truly observe them, and to truly believe whether or not there are some Israelites scattered amongst them. We've been around a great and considerable amount of all these people out here on the West Coast. And they might live in the hood with you, but the Bible told us in the book of Genesis 9:27 that they would dwell in our tents. So I go to Long Beach and I see Cambodians and Samoans every damn where. What do I know? I know that Japheth will dwell in the tents of Shem. They're amongst Judah, they're amongst Issachar. I go to San Jose, you go to Modesto, San Francisco, you see the same thing. You know that Japheth is dwelling in the tents of Shem. We go up, or me and this brother from Tacoma and Seattle, and we see them Asians. We know it's the same thing, all right? That's all it is. It ain't nothing spectacular. It don't make them Israelites. Okay, the prophecy said they would be amongst us, all right? So now, let's go to Jeremiah 18:17.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 18, verse 17. I will scatter them as with an east wind.
We were scattered with an east wind. When we're in the east, the wind comes from the east, it blows you where? West. I mean, we're blown from the eastern part of the world to the western part of the world. This is where we're at predominantly, and this is who I'm sent to. We are sent to the circumcision. We are sent to the Black, Hispanic, and Native. That's who I'm sent to. I'm not sent to nobody else. All right? Does that mean that there aren't Israelites of other places? Of course that don't mean that. But I'm sent to the Israelites. That's who I'm sent to. I'm sent to Blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians. All right? Period. The people who were never loved, the people who are most hated, the people who are trampled down by every other people on earth, that's who we're sent to. That's what my concern is. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Not wondering, and give me that scripture about genealogies as well. Give me that. And then give me Deacon. Give me that heard that fame, Baba Kushan. You know, we just gonna love ourselves. Just right. That's the question.
They carrying over this image of the beast right into Israel, man. They taking it right over there.
Well, you know, like I said, I know where it comes from, and it created a monster of turning everybody into Israelites. You got guys standing on the street corner with signs and pictures of a bunch of crackers talking about Israelite foreigners. Come on, man. That ain't helping our people. Most High will send somebody there, okay? Will send somebody that look like them to them if you need to or you want to. I'm focusing on the Black, Hispanic, Native, period. Sometimes it's hard enough. Brother be mixed, brother be Latin tribe. They come on the comment board, call us Esau anyway. Okay? How much more straight up white boy standing up there with you? How does that look? Go ahead.
It's two of them. I mean, you want the endless genealogy or avoid the foolish questions.
Which one?
You might be talking about this one. Fables and endless genealogy, which meant your question.
Right there. You accept that right there. Oh my goodness. Go ahead.
Salah. 1 Timothy 1:4. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions rather than godly edifying.
You see that? Minister questions rather than godly edifying. It's an endless genealogy. Well, he's probably a Jake because it was the Moors. So then that makes him an Israelite. Maybe. That's an endless genealogy, man. Trying to figure out. I'm gonna tell you the best way you know your genealogy. How, as far back as you know, what is your father? Maracai. As far back as you know, what is your father's father's father? As far back as you know.
From Louisiana.
Okay, boom. You see that? This is all we need. You see what I'm saying? We don't. Okay, so if I ask somebody, as far back as you know, how's your father? Oh, from Ireland. You're an Israelite. No. Hell no. Oh, your father's white? Oh, all right, bye. And that's it. There ain't nothing else to talk about. You see what I'm saying? You got that for me? The fame, please get that to me.
Isaiah 66:19. I will set a sign among them and will send some of those who survive to the nations.
After America is destroyed, you're going to have somebody elect that's going to be sent to the nations. Read.
Oh, that was KJV. I don't know what the hell
That was a different translation.
No, that was NIV.
NIV found. You're all right. We won't go into it. This is for all the Israelites that are scattered. It may look like other nations.
Okay, Isaiah 66:19. And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations.
Those that elect to the nations. Read.
To Tarshish, Pool, and Lud that draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to the isles
up in there in Europe. Read.
To the isles afar off, that have not heard my fame.
Polynesia, that have not heard my fame. Those Israelites that are from these other places that may look like these other nations, they haven't heard the fame, meaning they're not going to get it in this time. After America is destroyed, some of the elect will be sent to some of them, and they're going to hear the fame. Right now, my concern is not with some lost Israelite in Cambodia, okay, or a goddamn Irishman. My concern is a nigga in a spick in the hood and a damn salmon slapper on a reservation.
Babylon. Well, we're supposed to be get Jeremiah 28:8. Let me finish this. And they shall, it says, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory, and they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles.
And then we're going to take them and we're going to declare the glory there. To them there, the Israelite foreigners. Lord, will we be of the elect? And they're going to have a choice to get down or lay down. And some of them going to say, we're not one of y'all, you kidding me? And they're going to get put to death and they're going to come back an Israelite. They're going to look like Israelite. Right? Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right. So we the prophets that are in Babylon are supposed to be prophesying against Babylon and waking up the elect in Babylon.
That's right.
Not worried about the Aborigines in the isolated, remote places of Africa or wherever the hell.
The Israelites of Papua New Guinea and whatnot, man. I'm not going over there. Are you kidding me? All right. I have to listen. It's however many thousands of black people in San Diego. My job is to teach them in Hispanics in San Diego. Our job is to teach them. My job is not to get on a damn plane and fly to Vanuatu and teach the indigenous peoples the head shrinkers of that island. That's not much to try to see if there's an Israelite amongst them. We have a post, okay? And our post is to the black, the Hispanic, and the Native American, which is why it was revealed to Abba Bivens and under Ariel during their time about who the Israelites were. That's why. So we can know who we're to be sent to and then go out to them. You see? So that's it on that?
That was it on that.
Boom, boom, boom. Give me Ezra 4:2.
Book of Ezra, chapter 4, verse 2. Then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do. And we do.
So let's say they want to come into the truth. Got a white boy that say, man, oh, listen, man, guy, and I believe I'm an Israelite. You know, I want to seek your God. I want to build with you. Go ahead. I want to be in your camp. Read.
It says, as for we seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Asar-Haddon.
Yeah, I'm keeping the laws, man. This is what some people will say. We have Gentiles keeping the laws. It must be Israelite. Keeping the laws, man.
It says, since the days of Asar-Haddon, king of Assyria, which brought us up hither, but Zerubbabel and Jeshua.
What did our people say? The leaders of our people, responsible men, holy men, anointed by the Most High. Read.
And the rest of the chief said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us.
You don't have anything to do with us, bro. Get on about it. Okay? This is how I feel come up to us. Trying to be a part of what we got going on. Right. You ain't got nothing to do with us. Read.
To build an house unto our God. But we ourselves together will build unto Yahweh the power of Israel.
Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian together, we gonna build it later for everybody else. I don't got time for you. I really don't. There's too many black people and Hispanic people and Native Indians drunk and high and drinking themselves to death and murdering each other for me to give a good goddamn about anybody else. Period. All right, so stance on the matter, for the record, on the record, to the brothers of Men of Valor. Brothers could do with it what you want. I ain't telling y'all what to believe. I'm not telling y'all none of that. You know what I mean? It is what it is with y'all out here. You know, all the brothers know, y'all know I got a lot of love for y'all, Zan. You know, I got a lot of love for y'all, you know, but, you know, we just gonna agree to disagree on that topic. Like I said, we sent to the circumcision. Y'all could be sent to the gender, I don't know. But I know we sent to the circumcision. Okay? Well, with that, I want to get on another topic, another controversial topic in Israel. First, I want you to get Ecclesiastes 1:9, because there is a spirit that is pumped into every aspect now of Black and Hispanic society and culture. It is taking over like a black plague of the Black and Hispanic culture, okay? And it has been for some time, but it has rose to such great heights and prominence as it has never seen before, as it is in this day. All right, we see it in everything, that everywhere we look, we can see this culture being propagated, okay? This culture within a culture that's being pushed divisively upon our people. All right, we're going to talk about it. So give me Ecclesiastes 1:9.
It's Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done.
Read.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
Ain't nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing new under the sun, right? So if we take that scripture into consideration and we understand that there is no new thing under the sun, my question is, where does the strip club come from? The strip club culture has become a driving force amongst Blacks and Hispanics. Black and Hispanic clubs, droves of Blacks and Hispanic women shaking their ass for dollar bills, droves of Black and Hispanic men going to the club and spending all of their substance on whores. This can't be new because the Bible tells me it's not new. So where does it come from? How did it originate? And have our people ever partook in times of old? And was this ever associated with anything negative coming upon our people? These are the questions that I like to pose. And these are the questions that we are going to answer through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right? So, first and foremost, this idolatry that was partook in. This is me, an excerpt of Herodotus. What a nine.
1-9.
Okay, let's read this paragraph here
Kind of.
via Herodotus.
It says the foulest Babylonian custom
It's a Babylonian custom. Read.
The foulest Babylonian custom is that which compels every woman of the land to sit in the temple of Aphrodite
Read on.
and have intercourse with some stranger at least once in her life.
You see that? These sexual favors were a part of sanctification unto the deity, which was called Aphrodite by the Greeks, which was called Semiramis, and Asherah by the actual Babylonians. Read.
It says many women who are rich and proud and disdain to mingle with the rest drive to the temple in covered carriages drawn by teens and stand there with a great what is that?
Retinue, it looks something like that.
With a great retinue of attendants, but most sit down in the sacred plot of Aphrodite with crowns of cord on their heads. There's a great multitude of women coming and going.
Great multitude of women coming and going. You call up to that strip club. All right, and now listen now. Let me say this. I'm gonna give y'all an example of what people do when they call to the strip club. Who knows how I know what people do when they call up to the strip club? I done called up to the strip club. You understand what I'm saying? So I know. All right. So you have to imagine, and this is the thing about the Most High and His will. Once we're going to thoroughly examine this, the history, and we're going to take a look at it in the scriptures, right? Once you find out something that you have done is wrong, that you may not have understood the gravity of the error that you did, it's going to hit you hard. If you're a demon, you're going to dismiss it. If you're a demon, you're going to try to rationalize why it's okay. But if you are sincere in serving the Most High Yahweh, and you say Yahweh's will be done, and not my own will, then when you come across information, you're going to be cut to the heart and say, man, what the hell was I doing? Right? So I'll say it. Right? Like I said, droves of women coming and going. You call up there, hey, how many girls you got? You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And if I could add too, man, like I spoke on this before about, you know, when I came into the truth, and I attest to, you know, when this brother told me how he came into the truth and so forth, and the deacon, you know, as well as the other members in the camp, it's almost like the Most High prepares you for the things that He's about to reveal into you. So that's how you can really tell when the Spirit is dealing with you, because it's something that happens that puts you in a position to where when the information is exposed to you or presented to you, it's not hard for you to receive, especially when it's something that you like, something that you was involved in, and that, you know what I mean, you had a good time doing. You know, like brothers come out of the world and they smoking weed, but it was something before the Most High really put the Spirit on you for a brother to break it down to you how smoking weed is wrong. You already in your own mind had already been prepared to stop smoking weed. It just took a brother like, you know what I'm saying, the chief priest or the deacon or myself to come and say, look, this is what the scriptures is talking about. These are the things we suffering from. As brother just said, the foulest Babylonian custom. I take them into the scriptures, following out the ways of the heathen. All right. I can show you in the scriptures where we voluntarily went after the ways of the heathen and it caused us to fall. all of these different things. The Most High is going to prepare you for something before you reveals it. So you got to allow that spirit to move. All right. And when something is put on your spirit, you got to take a step back, humble down, and examine it before you start to cast it off. And it's like the brother said, start making excuses, you know, and trying to justify your wicked doings. So, I mean, this is a testament to how sincere brothers is coming in the truth. Going back, it says, with crowns of cords in their heads, there's a great multitude of women coming and going. Passages marked by a line run every way through the crowd, by which the men pass and make their choices.
This is what happens at the gentleman's club, the strip club. You walk in there, there's a plethora of women, and you choose the one that you like, that you want to go and waste your money with. Go ahead. Give me that in the Apocrypha. Somebody look for that for me in the Apocrypha about communing with harlots and how what you spend your substance. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead. Or Cat. And just hold that when you get it.
Once a woman has taken her place there, she does not go away to her home before some stranger.
She can't go home until she makes some money. She's got to make what's called, what is it called? It's called her house.
Yeah.
Okay? In this day and age. She has a set amount of money that she has to make before she can leave. Okay? Read.
Before some stranger has cast money into her lap and had intercourse with her outside the temple.
Yeah, now intercourse, they were really doing a lot of whoredom. As we read about it, there's other sources, of course. And it wasn't just intercourse that went on. All right. And we're going to talk about furthermore how it's the strip club. When we get into the scriptures, into the Hebrew, it's going to get even colder. But what I was going to say, you know, but it wasn't just having sex. Sometimes it would be sexual favors, and these are things that happen in gentlemen's clubs across America. A girl grinding on you for money and trying to get you aroused. You see what I'm saying? Groping you, letting you grope her. This is what was going on in this time. All right. Read.
It says, but while he cast the money, he must say, I will invite you in the name of my leader. It does not matter what the sum of money is. It
don't matter. She'll give you some attention for $1. Read.
The woman will never refuse.
She won't refuse your $1. She'll thank you with much gratitude and take her clothes off for $1 on the stage.
Sometimes none.
Sometimes none.
Sometimes none.
This is disgusting, and this is where it comes from. Go ahead.
It says, for that will be a sin.
That it would be a sin to her to say, no, I don't want your $1. It's a sin. They'll fire her out of that club for being rude if you tipping her $1 damn $1. Go ahead.
The money, it says, the money being by this act made sacred.
It makes it sacred to them, to the satanic deities that they worship. The exchange for money for sexual favors makes it sacred. Read.
So she follows the first man who cast it and rejects no one.
What does she follow? She follows him now to the back. VIP dancing. You see? Go ahead.
After their intercourse, having discharged her sacred duty to the goodness or to the goddess, she goes away to her home, and thereafter there is no bride, however great, that will get her.
There is no what?
Bribe. Excuse me. There is no bribe, however great, that will get her. So then the women that are fair and tall are soon free to depart, but the uncomely have long to wait because they can.
They ain't making no money because she's ugly. The Hamite like they women tall.
Oh man.
You see? That's how all the Cushite women tall. They taller than the other one. They taller than the black woman. Definitely taller than the Latin woman. Are you kidding me? They like their women tall. That's that God that she's tall. We're gonna read about it. Go ahead.
But come on, man. On the comment board talking about IUNC for what? Did you guys say something about IUNC?
Nah.
They just started talking about how IUNC is the devil.
Brothers, what we need y'all to do in the chat room is stay on topic. There's a heavy spirit of whoredom that's going on amongst your nation. And once we get y'all need to pay attention to this lesson. Because once you get into the meat of this lesson, what you'll understand is how satanic the lifestyle, how much more satanic the lifestyle of the Black and Hispanic man, woman, and child is, even more than you already knew. And once you understand that, you're gonna understand. You should understand how important it is, and it should invigorate your spirit in detesting and prophesying against that wickedness. Okay, and getting Black women off the pole and getting Black men from standing around that pole. Okay, once you understand what satanic ritual it is, and the Bible told you about it 100 times, and you never knew it.
That's right.
So read.
Yeah, you know, we spoke on this before, man, about brothers using our common war as some sort of, you know, sword sharpening avenue. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, comment boards is open for brothers to ask their questions, to be able to chime in, maybe kind of add on to what brothers is going into.
Mainly to add on.
Mainly, you know what I'm saying? But not for brothers to be coming on here just because you know it's going to be a bunch of people. You come in here and cause up strife or going and cutting people, man. We ain't up here just speaking, just, you know, to waste our breath. All right, brothers is actually trying to edify and bring out some valid information to help brothers grow in this truth. Okay? Like I said, don't get blocked. Okay?
Please.
Don't get blocked, or don't cause this to get cut off and disabled, especially brothers that's affiliated with SICARRI. Y'all definitely need to be the ones focused in and making sure you guys should be the one moderating the, you know, the damn comment
Checking dudes.
I got a precept for the brothers right here that are on comment board. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 15. Let thy talk be with the wise, and all thy communication in the law of the Most High.
That's right.
That's right. Be with the wise. We talking wisdom. Talk about this wisdom through the spirit and power of Yahweh. Don't worry about nothing else. You got that other precept I wanted? You found it?
I believe it's this one right here. Ecclesiasticus.
Don't bring it out. Just hold it. Hold it, okay, please. We gonna get it in 1 second. Go ahead.
We were just saying about, you know what I'm saying?
The ugly girl can't get no money.
The ugly girl, no, come on, man. You know the ugly girl. And that's when the ugly girl starts to actually get more authentic with the ritual.
Yeah. She wants to give you perks.
She really want to give you that ass,
right,
because she knows that's going to be her perk. You know, and to be able to get that tip.
And we just, hey, look, I must need to say this. And we just telling it to you straight, man. All right, we giving it to y'all straight because this is the reality of the situation. And again, once we go into the scriptures and examine what the Most High said about this, and the type of effects that it has on us, you understand. You got to go out here. You might want to hold a camp in front of the goddamn strip club. Let me tell you something. By the grace of the Most High, to be the will of the Most High, I'm gonna be on South Beach with the brothers at the summit teaching the Bible at South Beach. These scriptures is coming out on South Beach because that's a cheap place of whoredom in this country. You got a club down there called King of Diamonds. From there, this place is franchised. Diamonds of Atlanta. I think they got one in Chicago, Detroit, Ace of Diamonds in LA. Franchise. It started from there. And that Atlanta and that Miami has revolutionized whoredom amongst the Israelites. And we have to, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, combat those satanic vibrations amongst our people. So it's of utmost importance that this information comes out. And it's of utmost importance that all of us get a thorough understanding of the error of these activities, and all of us rebuke it. All right? Go ahead.
It says, so then the women that are fair and tall are soon free to depart, but the uncomely have long to wait.
She can go home early. She done made her money because she looked good. Right, Reed?
Hey, where she find one of these? Hey, like one in them cities that you were just speaking about. What they do? They find one of them rappers. And they, you know, take them out and
make it rain for 20,000.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or they, what is it? Take them, make them a little, you know, video or you know, try to take them out the club. Period.
Now, but watch this. Now it says that them that are fair and tall are soon free to depart. Some of these girls, like Cash Doll, right. Bad piece, right? Bad piece. She was dancing. She said the nigga made it rain 20-something thousand on her one night. She stopped dancing and opened up a business. Yeah. You see that? She's free to depart because she made enough money. You got these other girls, they work every night.
Hey, that's right. I'm going to say it. It's going to speak about this right now. It says, are free to depart, but the uncomely have long to wait because they cannot fulfill the law. For some of them remain for 3 years, or 4.
Oh, you see that? They stripping, dancing all their life into their damn 30s. But see, here's the thing, right? And here's what's so powerful about the Most High God. And this is why everybody hates when we tell them keep the law. Because let's take a look at the law of the gods of the nations. It's a law amongst the Cushite for your woman to be a whore.
That's right.
The Hamite has a law that your woman got to be a hoe. Most High God said there shall be no whores of the daughters of Israel.
That's right, sir.
Not one. But it's just so evil for us to teach the law. You know why? Because you're so satanic. You want to be a hoe. You want your girl to be a hoe. You want your daughters to be whores. Go ahead.
That's heavy. There is a custom like this in some parts of Cyprus.
And this is all over the place. They have this custom, right? So I want to get the scriptures on it. All right. I want to get.
Did you find that?
yeah. If you got that scripture right, Bible shop, bring that thing out, man.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 9.
Start at 6.
Start at 6. Give not thy soul unto harlots.
Give not thy soul unto harlots. Every song I turn on is a black man giving his soul to a harlot. Every song I turn on the damn radio, every rapper is talking about giving his soul unto harlots, how much money he threw in the club.
Well, at least Drake is trying to get him out the strip.
Yeah, you know what?
We
We gotta give Drake some props because he's trying to save them. Listen now, I know it might sound crazy. But being a Captain Save-A-Ho is not such a bad thing from the aspect of the laws of God.
That's right.
In the world, we're like, oh, this nigga, you know what I mean? This nigga, man. From the laws of God, it's a righteous thing. You can take that black and Hispanic woman and get her off of that pole. You have done a service to God. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, inside source told me James Harden is out there in Houston giving out stimulus packages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's out there giving bitches a stimulus package.
Giving them that stimulus package. You know, getting them a little spot, a little whip, couple grand in their pocket. Hey, if you want it, you'll get out.
You know?
So, you know, that's what they try to do. And again, to go to the fine ones. Like the brother said, you dancing all the way. You started when you was 18. You 33 years old, still dancing. You know, and you've been, you know, talking about for the past 5 years, you've been getting ready to stop. And all this ambition for you to get out. You can't.
You be in the club, you see a girl 38 years old, 40, in their 40s, dancing, man. There's no
45.
45.
Stab wounds and cigarettes.
He ain't lying. You see what I'm saying? And even this sister, I heard this sister on IG Live, Levi's sister that danced. She said straight up, ain't no girl that dance on a pole that's not messed up in her head. Not one. She said, not one. We are messed up in our minds to do what we do. Where she said, I don't care what nobody says, it's prostitution and it's selling sex and it's selling your body. She said, I don't necessarily sell my box and let a nigga come up in it, but I'm pretty much him. You understand what I'm saying?
Pop it, busting it open.
Right, busting it open for a nigga for all eyes to see your private parts.
He said C-section scars.
He said C-section
scars. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Let me finish it up.
Finish it out. Yeah, keep going. Keep on all the way in line. Let that thing roll.
Look not round about thee in the streets. Oh, slack it. Give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thy inheritance.
You see that? Spend all your money. You bragging about how much you made it rain in the club. God said, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't be so obsessed with all these hoes. And you Famous Los, man. This brother put me on a brother named Famous Los on the damn internet. This dude, Famous Los, said, am I going? It was his curse day. And he's like, people ask me if I'm going to the strip club. He said, you know, the strip club, I have the best and the worst night of my life. I'm in there, I'm having fun, and then I get out of there and I realize somebody robbed me. Oh, it was them girls in there that robbed you. You threw all the damn money at them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gave your soul to that hoe.
And then it turns into a rape. It turns into
a rape,
a rain race.
Oh, yeah.
Who can make it rain? And then you know niggas are so much machismo, right?
Yeah.
If a nigga see you making it rain more than the other niggas making it rain,
he gotta come take you out.
He gotta come take you out. Hey man, we've been there before. Right?
Hey,
I ain't gonna say when. But
you know,
really
it's happened. It's happened. All right. And look, this is why the Most High, he, you know, we had to come upon this information, and we got to bring it out. because we can talk about this information. You see what I'm saying? It's not. I'm not proud of the fact I can talk about this information now that I see the grave error in it. But I can talk about it. You see what I'm saying? So because we can't talk about it, it's important that we bring this out. And now somebody tried to put me onto this information a couple months ago, but I didn't really come across what I came across, you know, this last time a couple weeks ago through the Spirit. I was like, damn, because I just, you know, what the brother had told me had came up again in my mind through the Spirit. So I really started digging in. You know what I mean? I really started digging in. And what I found was, I mean, outside of that, that was just the introduction what we just read. We're gonna finish this scripture, and we're gonna read another scripture. Go ahead, read that.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 7. Look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary places thereof. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman.
You see that? Read.
And look not upon another's beauty.
You see that girl in the club, she catch your eye. You see what I'm saying? You start having feelings for this girl. Okay? And it's a reason why they say it's colder than a hooker's heart outside. Okay? She knows your dumb ass is thinking in your mind. This girl really, hey, this girl really likes me.
I really like that.
I got a little piece right here, man. I feel she the one.
Hey, she the one, huh? You in the strip club, your boy looking at you like, nigga, you have a wife at home. And you over here talking to me about this bitch you just met.
I was gonna say most down-to-earth bitch you ever met. Just understanding and cool, and you know what I'm saying?
She's a psychologist.
She's like that bitch. This is the coolest bitch in the world over here.
Yeah, this is
And then so did many other men.
Ecclesiasticus 19 and 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
You see that? Wine and women, man.
And
I wish I knew that.
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent.
You see that? Somebody give me the definition of impudent. The white man is assuring that every form of media, Instagram, the damn TV, the music you watch is saturated with the strip club, with the ideology of cleaving to harlots to ensure that our people will remain or enter into a state of further impudence. It's important that we know that. It's highly important that we know that, right? Who got
obsolete,
lacking
modesty?
The white man wants you obsolete. And you know how he's doing it? Through putting every little pretty girl from your hood on a pole and having you spending all your damn rent money and your kids' food money at that goddamn pole. And he wasn't the first one to do it. Bernie Mac said, you know, walk around Africa and the woman was just naked, so the white, let me tell you something. This custom come from the African. We've already proved that, the Hamite. Well, we're gonna show it to you in the Bible in a second. That was it on that eye? Finish that, Soldier Mark.
For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman.
You're deceived. That girl don't like you. That girl is a temple sacred harlot for some satanic deity.
And she got a Wi, and then you know she'll give you her number. It's a Wi-Fi. It's a Google.
It's a Google number. It's a text app.
It's a Google number.
You think you got the direct line? You text it. She without Wi-Fi, she can't even talk to you. She ain't even getting it. Or she talking to you, and then you think it's all good. She got a man at home, or some type of stripper boyfriend pimp at home.
Right, who's getting all your kids' money.
Yeah.
And giving it to his kids and taking his kid out to eat.
Yes, just what the deacon doesn't say.
Whole truth, right? Whole truth. We got to get out of that damn place. We got to realize how much of a snare that place is, right? Go ahead.
For herewith love is kindled as a fire. Sit not at all with
you got
wife.
niggas, you got girls that's become obsessed. I mean, you got men that become obsessed with these girls, man. Stalk these damn girls. You seen Players Club? I just wanted to make sure you got home safe. That like you think Players Club was it was a fairy tale? You know, that was based on the reality of what's going on in the black strip club. The very grim reality. Read.
Nor sit down with her in thy arms, and spend not thy money with her.
Spend not thy money with her, man. Get out of that goddamn strip club and fast. Read.
at the wine.
Least
thine heart incline unto her.
Oh, if there's wine at the see, some of the strip clubs
They don't got
alcohol, but the ones with the alcohol, that's even further Satan's playground.
Talk about it.
You're gonna get drunk. She gonna go in your pockets, peel you. You know,
you just wide open. You just wide open in the intersection.
Yes.
My son gonna come tell you.
Yeah, that's right. Talk about it. Go ahead.
Least not thine. At least thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction.
You see that? That's cold blooded right there. Right. That's it on that. Let's go here to Hosea. Give me Hosea 4 and 14. And here's what I need. I need the concordance, I need the Strong's on it, I need the NLT version, and I need the New King James version as well. Then we're gonna analyze this scripture.
I got the NLT, somebody get the New King. Well, I'll flip it.
Okay.
Well, I got it.
You got the Strong.
And I got Hosea right now.
Read it, and then you get the Strongs on Groves. Go ahead.
This is Hosea chapter 4 and verse 14. I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom.
The Most High said He's not going to punish these. There's a reason why these young Black and Hispanic girls are living their life and becoming mega stars and making careers out of what they're doing on Instagram. There's a reason. These girls are getting paid $1,000 to take a goddamn picture with a package of protein powder. You understand that? A girl's getting paid $1,000 to do that. You worked 40 hours a week to get that amount of money. This bitch took a picture. You know why? Because her other videos consist of her dressed as a whore on a pole twerking. So she can get paid what you get paid for 2 weeks of work to take a picture with some goddamn protein powder. The Lord is not punishing them women. Are those women being punished?
Nope.
Those women are becoming the queens of the earth. The Black and Hispanic woman that is an exotic dancer. He said, read it from the top.
I will not punish your daughters.
He said, I'm not going to punish them. Read.
When they commit whoredom. Nor your spouses when they commit adultery.
Nor your spouses when they commit adultery. These Black women out here being hoes, and nothing is happening to them. Right? Read.
For themselves are separated with whores.
Because the men of Israel are separated with whores. Read.
And they sacrifice with harlots.
They sacrifice with harlots. Read.
Therefore, the people that doeth not understand shall fall.
The people that don't understand, because of our lack of understanding of the fact that when you go to the strip club, you are literally partaking in a satanic ritual, which is why it said they sacrifice with harlots. Well, we don't realize that because we don't understand that we remain falling and we're getting worse and more of us are getting killed, right? Give me the Strongs on that.
You say you want it from Groves?
Groves, where's the word at home? Let me see.
14.
Shalaki, I'm gonna show you where it's at. Kodasha.
Could be 15.
Shalaki. Read 15. Shalaki. Wait, it's not a 14? Hold on, let me see.
I think it's in another translation.
Shalaki. It's in a
NLT.
No, it's in a my bad. It's in the next verse. It's not the next verse, but the next one I have listed for Groves. Okay, give me the NLT and the NKJV though for this Hosea 4:14. Go to what is that? 1 Kings 14 and 15. That's what I need to strong. Give me that. Who got the NLT? Go ahead.
Hosea 4:14 in the NLT. But why should I punish them for their prostitution and adultery? For your men are doing the same thing.
You're doing the same thing. Read.
Sinning with whores.
Read.
And shrine prostitutes.
And shrine. There's two different kinds of whores in Hebrew. You have a regular whore. Oh, she's just a hoe. Then you have a shrine or a temple or a sacred prostitute, meaning she does a ritualistic form of prostitution. That's what the stripper does. He said, because read it again in the NLT.
It says, But why should I punish them for their prostitution and adultery? For your men are doing the same thing. It says sitting with whores and shrine prostitutes.
Sinning with them. Why? Because when you go to the shrine to deal according to the ritual of the shrine prostitute, you are worshiping that God. When you see a girl dancing around a pole and you throw money at her, you are worshiping Ashtoreth. It's the same thing as celebrating Easter. It's you going to the strip club is Easter Sunday. Why do you think niggas get all dressed up? Huh? Finish that. That's it on that. Go ahead.
Oh, foolish people, you refuse to understand, so you will be destroyed.
That's it. We refuse to understand how evil what we do is. And this is one of the evils that we do.
Hey, mute it real quick.
So let's go to that's it on that. Finish it. If not,
Now this yeah, that was done, but this is
in the KJV. Go ahead, because this verse right here is so powerful. Read.
It's the NKJV. I will not punish your daughters when they commit harlotry, nor your brides when they commit adultery.
Read.
For the men themselves go apart with harlots.
We go apart with hoes. Read.
And offer sacrifices with the ritual harlot.
We offer sacrifices with that ritual harlot. You're throwing dollars. You're making it rain. You're getting the table dance. You're getting the lap dance. You're getting the VIP. You understand what I'm saying? That's sacrificing. That's how you do it. You don't go and kill a baby with a ritual harlot to sacrifice. You give her money in exchange for what she's doing. All right? That's what you do. Right? So that's it on that. Give me 1 Kings 14 and 15, and that's where I need the Strongs for Groves at. Because this is something we did. Hosea, the prophet Hosea was getting on.
Hey, nothing's new under the sun.
There's nothing. This is and you got to think about it. I said, damn, and they're pushing it so heavy. You know, when I brought this out to Sergeant Shamar Yashar, Sergeant Shamar Yashar said, man, he watching this damn Love and Hip Hop, right? Love and Hip Hop, we got Remy Ma. Everybody knows Remy Ma. Lean Back, right? She's back out. She's back out. So she got into it with Papoose, and Papoose was managing her, and that's her husband. And she said she don't want him to manage her no more. The first video she does after she fires him as a manager is her reenacting the scene from the Players Club, where she puts on a full cheetah bodysuit and dances for money to a room full of white police officers, right? This is what the white man wants. He wants your woman to be depicted as this, and this is going to get played on BET, on MTV, right for your little kids to see. BET Jams, the YouTube, your little kids is going to see this because the white man wants it, because he said he will make us obsolete through this. If we keep up in this and we keep falling in love with this, we're going to continually be obsolete and destroyed. Go ahead.
Hey, now we're justifying it. Now it's a pass. Again, when I was growing up, you was a weirdo for doing drugs. When I was growing up, you was a weirdo. You was the weird girl for, being a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Now it's, hey, I'm not knocking your hustle. You know what I'm saying? Make your money how you need to make your money. I can respect your hustle. I can respect the bitch that grind. All of this different type of, excuses that you now have given to her, to where we can't even speak to these, to these people in a
it's called slut shaming.
Yeah, we can't even, it's slut shaming now. We can't even speak to these people in stammering lips in another tongue, as the scripture speak about, which we know is ridicule, to correct them, because the only thing it'll say is, well, I got a stack of money in my pocket. I got a stack of money in my pocket. Rocking these old feminine ass sneakers, talking about, well, these cost $1,200. Tight ass jeans, talking about, oh, well, these was $1,200. You know what I'm saying? There's a feminine, homosexual ass button up, this silk button up you got on. All right. Well, this was a $2,200 shirt, Versace shirt. Come on. Come on. This is why the gets away with damn near all of the sick and foul, detestable things that he does. People idolizing this money. You can't say nothing about it because we in the era of respecting the hustle. Shit is sick.
That's right.
First
Love
Kings,
money pushed by the white man. Go ahead.
1 Kings 14 and 15 says, "For Yahweh shall smite Israel as a reed is shaken in the waters, and he shall root up Israel out of his good land, which he gave to their fathers, and shall scatter them beyond the river, because they have made their growth.
They have
Excuse me. Which he gave to their fathers, and shall scatter them beyond the river, because they have made their groves."
Because they have made their groves. You read this in the Bible a million times. You read about groves, but you never knew what groves were. I never knew what a grove was. I had to look at this word, and that's what opened this whole thing up through Spirit and Power of Yahweh. Give me that in the Strongs, the word groves. Part of the reason why we've been kicked out of our land and we're here in America being destroyed and enslaved is because we made groves. And we came into America, we make groves in America. Let's see what a grove is in the Bible. And this is when it's going to bring everything on.
The word groves, Hebrew word MASHARAH, meaning groves for idol worship. A Babylonian Astarte, Canaanite goddess of fortune and happiness. The supposed
of fortune and happiness, that's where the money comes in the mirthful spirit of the strip club. Read.
The supposed consort of Baal, her image, or her images. The goddesses, her images, sacred trees or poles.
Or what?
Or poles.
Or what?
Or poles.
Go ahead.
Set up near an altar.
Set up near an altar. That's what the grove is. A tree or a pole that the Hamite woman would dance around to entice men to worship Baal and give her money in exchange for sex. Then we did it. You said the black woman is goddess, where it comes from. When you look up the Asherah pole, it was basically they would take a tree and they would carve the tree out to be Asherah, to be a tall, hand-made woman. All right. So that's how they would do it. This is where the strip club comes from. It's a grove in the Bible. So when you read about the groves, that's a strip club. That's where they had a pole that women would dance around to entice men to commit idolatry and have sex with them for money. No different than what goes on in your strip clubs in America.
Right, the pole. Not only do they have the pole, they got the altar. It's propped up.
Yeah.
That is an altar.
That's what the altar is called. What? A high place.
Right.
Come on now. It's called that high place where they put that pole for you to throw your money, which is your sacrifice unto these deities. That's what it is.
What is altar?
Well, it depends on what kind of altar you're talking about. There's different kinds of altars. We have an Israelite altar. You have altars of different gods in different ways, different people set up.
Israelite altar.
An Israelite altar? You can look it up. Google it. Google the altar in the temple. I'm just going to show you. I can't break it down. Just describe, just draw a picture for you. You know, study that. You know, but that's what, this is what they would do. And you have to understand that all the religion of the Babylonians and the Hamites was sexual and fertility worship. You see what I'm saying? So it all had to center around sex. This is why they push it so much on us now. And we went off into it voluntarily back in those times. And it's wicked and it's evil, and we must repent and we must come out of these groves, come out of these whorehouses.
Without a doubt.
Right? And this is why the Lord, this is what somebody might say. Hosea, right? Well, you had Hosea. Give me Hosea 2. I'm gonna show you something. Give me Hosea 2:1. Somebody might try to say you had Hosea. This is why Hosea wrote it in Hosea 4:4. The Lord paired Hosea with that whore. He paired Hosea with that whore so Hosea could feel the pain of the Most High God. And the Most High God can use Hosea's relationship with his wife and his children as a similitude for his relationship with us as a people, and for the prophet Hosea to give his prophecies, man. Right? So give me 2:1.
Book of Hosea, chapter.
Verse 2:1. 2:2.
Book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 2. Plead with your mother.
Plead with your mother. He's begging his kids to plead with their mother. Read.
Plead, for she is not my wife.
When she's being a whore, she is what?
Not my wife.
You see that? She's not my wife. He married her, then she wanted to be a hoe. He said, she is not my wife. He's not He didn't go and marry this whore, and then she go do a call, and then she come back and get in bed with him. That wasn't Hosea. Wasn't a boyfriend. Hosea took a woman, and then she would run off and go be a hoe. And women like this, right?
I thought he paid her and said, for this amount of time, you can't.
For this amount of time, you're going to be my wife. He gave her that. That's in the first chapter, I believe. And here's the thing, though. Women like this. I know women like one of my close older homies, man, from back when I was young. He had a woman like that she would run off and just disappear and do God knows what.
Our mom.
Yeah, most of our mom. Hey, right, and then just home. What? What's going on? This is what Hosea was going through. The same thing Black and Hispanic men go through.
Right.
White man ain't going through this.
Right.
White man don't care if his wife is gone.
My
He's a
mom
faggot.
used to leave for so long, then come home and sleep for 3 days. They used to have to pour water in her face to wake her up. I'm talking about pitchers of water in her face to wake her up.
You see that? This is a Black man's problem. This is not, nobody else. Where the Israelite, Cambodian, is he going? Is he going?
Was going to get rice.
Yeah, that's right.
Carrying on top of her
And
head.
cooking that dinner every night at 6 o'clock, or else. Go ahead.
Let her therefore put away whoredoms.
Let her stop
sight.
being a hoe. You see that? So Hosea was only dealing with her when she wasn't being a whore. So don't try to go to Hosea to justify your lust. Okay? That grove is an altar unto Asherah. If you're an Israelite and you want to still justify yourself, you might as well go celebrate Christmas and Easter. Because, I'm just throwing money at a girl, man. I ain't doing that to Asherah. Well, they're not worshiping Nimrod. They're worshiping Jesus. They're not worshiping Asherah on Easter with them. Hey, all this for Jesus, man. Oh, it's just something fun for the kid. Literally, you saying the same thing. It's evil, man. It's very, very evil. Let's get
I think there's some more on this.
Finish it.
And her adulteries from between her breasts.
She's letting different men lay in her bosom that belong to the prophet Hawashai in Hebrew. Right? That was it on that. Let's go to 2 Kings now. 17 and 16 to 18.
Book of 2 Kings, chapter 17, verse 16. And they left all the commandments of the Lord their God.
This is what we do. This is what we've done now in this time as well. Read.
And made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove.
You see that? The northern kingdom did to get kicked out of the land. They made 2 calves and then a grove. So they had 2 golden idols and a strip club, which all symbolize sexual fertility, woman worship. Read.
It says, and worshiped all the hosts of heaven.
And they worshipped it. They got this from the Egyptian now. Because the Egyptian had these strip clubs and these holes. Understand that, read. And we've proven that. Go ahead.
It says, and serve Baal.
And serve Baal. Because in doing that, you serve Baal. You serve the masculine and feminine deity. Right? So that's it on that. Go to 18.
Verse 18 or verse 17. And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire.
Planned Parenthood. Read.
And use divination and enchantments.
Witchcraft, voodoo, Santeria, Brujeria. Read.
And sold themselves to do evil in the sight of Yahweh.
You see that? And we're doing the same thing now. Read.
It says to provoke the Lord or to provoke him to anger. Therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight.
That's why the northern kingdom got kicked out and got 390 years pursuant to Ezekiel, the 4th chapter. This is why we're still here now for the same.
There was none left but the tribe of Judah only.
That's right. So now let's go to Jeremiah 3 and 11.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 11. And the Lord said unto me, the backsliding Israel have justified herself more than treacherous Judah.
Now, we just read about how bad the northern kingdom was, right? And all the evil that they did while building their groves and their idols, right? We just read about that, right? So go back to that in Jeremiah 3 and 11. Start from the top.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 11. And the Lord said unto me, the backsliding Israel,
read, the northern kingdom, read.
Has justified herself more than treacherous Judah.
Meaning the southern kingdom, we did worse. We watched them build whorehouses and idols, and we did even worse. Read.
Keep going.
That was 11?
That was 11.
Okay, give me Leviticus 19:29.
Book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. It says, do not prostitute thy daughter.
Read.
To cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to a whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness.
First, with the first whore, it caused the land to fall into whoredom. This is why we have to spiritually combat this satanic spirit of whoredom that's being pushed on our people. Understand where it comes from, understand where it originates, and understand the importance and the adamants we need to come against it through the spirit and power of Yahweh. Anything? You had something?
Nah.
The comment boards is all right?
Q&A if they want.
Yeah, quick now. You want to do Q&A quick? Get your questions out quick. Okay? I ain't got a lot of time tonight. Okay, it's late.
Got a lot of time. Got a lot of time.
Q&A. Any questions? Any questions in the chat? Bring them out. Bring them out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth.
That's right. That's right. He's telling the truth now. You're right.
Stripper put this.
Who's SICARRI City Heights? Whoever that is, spelled Heights wrong. It's Heights.
Oh, man.
like a location.
Man.
Here we go again.
Hey, man, you got some guys that are just too.
It's all right. These brothers going to excel in spelling.
That wasn't him.
You got to learn how to spell and all that you'll learn in this class.
Is this safe to use and teach with the NKJV?
No, it's not. You can use it to give clarification on certain verses that the Old English verbiage may make it a little harder to understand, but you principally need to use the KJV to teach.
Someone asks, when is the next wrestling podcast?
I'm not sure. After we did that first one, Spirit really ain't been on me to do another one. So, you know, if it comes on me, really ain't nothing going on that's worth talking about right now. So not
And then a sister asks, any lessons on Hebrew?
There needs to be. Okay. We need to start doing some Hebrew lessons, but you know, it just ain't happening. Most High willing, very soon. What else we got?
Why they mad that you cut people? I'll tell you what, they're mad.
Give me that. They hate. They never.
It was 5 and 10. That was mine.
Someone else asked, how can I learn?
They do studying. That's how you learn, brothers. Do study.
Amos 5 and 10.
Huh? Yeah.
Book of Amos chapter 5 verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate.
That's why
and
there. Go here.
And they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
They hate it. So, you know, through the spirit. But as far as Hebrew, there's various ways to learn Hebrew. You know, it kind of takes time. I can't really explain it.
Passover?
Passover is coming up March, I believe, the 9th or the 10th. It's a Friday. It's Friday night. Friday, either 9th or the 10th, whichever one is Friday. That's Passover. The Passover night feast on unleavened bread beginning the next evening. Okay, so
what can the sisters in San Diego do to participate with fellow Israelites?
What is that sister's name?
Jackson 6175.
What can sisters in San Diego do? You can come to come to class Friday nights in Lemon Grove, 2741 Lemon Grove Avenue, Suite 105. You come to class in Lemon Grove, or send us an email, exodus1715@gmail.com. That's Exodus without the E, and you know, we'll inform you further on, you know, coming to class and whatnot. That's a safe environment for sisters to learn. So not gonna react.
So King's Hebrew said, how do you choose a Hebrew name?
Well, ideally, you don't choose a Hebrew name. Somebody chooses a Hebrew name for you. Okay, but that doesn't always have to happen. But ideally, you know, that really should happen. But, you know, you choose something that fits you if there's nobody around you or you kind of just feel like you want to find your own name. Study Hebrew, see what things mean, you know, and pick something that you feel like suits you. And don't be a nigga that's trying to get an extra out Hebrew.
Like Yahweh Shai.
No, not even that. I'm talking about the niggas with the most extra out names. I learned this even in the streets. The nigga that wants to go around calling himself, you know, the Godfather or Scarface or something like that, he 9 times out of 10 be the softest nigga. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we had a dude years ago when this camp first started, when it was still GMS Seattle, and he called himself YASHARAHLA, which means no fear, fear none in the Hebrew. This was a scary dude that called himself that. You see, so certain guys, they want to overcompensate. Get a name that's spiritual, okay?
And then someone asks, will there be more debates?
Well, if niggas start running.
Hold on, there's other questions. What can a brother do alone in Texas?
Alone in Texas, where are you at in Texas? Depending on where you at in Texas, we could potentially link you with somebody. We know brothers in Houston, brothers in Dallas, and elsewhere, but Texas is a huge state, so a lot of y'all are spread out. What you can do alone anywhere is something, goddamn it, okay?
Take a page out of JW book.
Yeah, go set up shop. The Jehovah's Witnesses do it. Set up a shop, set up a stand where you passing out flyers with the truth and engage in debates and teach brothers on the streets. At least sit around and just wait for somebody to come up and hand some information out if you ain't got a camp. Just don't do nothing, whatever you do. Do something. Go ahead.
Can you observe the Passover by yourself?
Yes, you can observe the Passover by yourself.
We gonna live stream it?
You said what?
And we gonna live stream it?
Well, we ain't gonna live stream the ceremony, but we'll live stream the class prior to the ceremony. But yeah, we'll be live streaming.
Somebody said Matthew 12 and 30.
Matthew 12 and 30.
And anybody in Rhode Island? I don't know, bro.
I want to say I just talked to somebody from Rhode Island. I want to say I just talked to somebody from Rhode Island, but I have a strong feeling it's this brother. And it's him. I don't know, like he says, the smallest. Boston, though, or go down. You see what I'm saying? To the city, go to Boston, you know, something like that.
And then sister said, what can a woman do?
Let me see. What was it? 12 and what is, as far as Matthew 12 and 30, what is the question that you're asking in regards to that? What's the nature of the inquiry of Matthew 12 and 30?
What does it say?
If you're not gathering with me, then you scatter abroad. What exactly are you asking about? What's the other question? There was another one.
Where in the Bible can I find the Passover ceremony?
The Passover ceremony in the Bible? The doing an entire Passover ceremony is not it's not in the Bible. It's really traditional. The ceremonial aspect of it, outside of what is written in Exodus. What is that? 12 or 11? 12. Exodus 12. Read Exodus 12. In Exodus 12, you'll get lawfully what you are supposed to be doing. Eating a lamb. Okay. So that's what you're supposed to be doing. Eating a lamb, drinking the wine, etc., etc. What you're supposed to be doing. As far as the ceremonial aspect, there's not like it says we're supposed to have a solemn assembly, but all the nature of that solemn assembly is not in Torah. You see what I'm saying? It's not there. So you know, traditionally there are certain things that are done, and they're not against the law, but you don't have to do that traditional Passover. And not, you know, as long as you functioning within the law, you're all right. What other question we got?
That's it. They're just having a conversation.
All right, I'm gonna make sure I'll look one last time.
Okay.
Last question.
What chapter can I read about the race riots?
There's a lot of scriptures about the race riots. Obadiah, read that. Zechariah 9 and 13. Jeremiah 51 and 20. You know, on about 23. Those are a few chapters on race riots. Even Romans 16 and 20 in the New Testament. Revelations 13 and 10 in the New Testament. Even Matthew 10 and 34. What is that? Nation shall rise against nation. That's not Matthew 10. Huh?
That's Matthew 24. Matthew 24, Isaiah 13, Second Ezra 5, Second Ezra 6, Second Ezra 15,
15, I was like,
Second
yeah.
Ezra 16, 2001. If you don't know the truth enough to at least contend, don't set up camp by yourself.
Yeah, learn.
Maybe
learn.
just pass out flyers and try to talk to your family and friends at that point. Spiritual gifts, if it ain't prophesying, it ain't right.
Yeah, man, because, you know, dudes be playing the game. We're not the charismatic black church, the Azusa Street revival, and all of that.
I agree with Deacon on the passing out the flyers thing because I learned a lot from doing that.
Yeah, you learn a whole lot, and you learn to start dealing with people that way. This brother,
Pass some flyers out.
this brother know how to get. He would talk to him enough to say, and you know, just lay him up and to give us the alley-oop.
Yeah.
All right, got him. He's not even cold anymore. You know, he's warm.
How come camps don't talk about spiritual gifts? Because we're not in a time of the same power that the disciples and apostles had.
Yeah, we're not there quite yet. We're on the spiritual tip right now.
Giving up our spiritual gifts to the enemy. Like, okay, we know this brother in the camp know this and that. No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I ain't doing that. You know?
And on top of it, man, brothers be trying to, the same way the scripture says brothers heap to themselves to be teachers, brothers want to heap to themselves to be just this prophetic ass dude. If the Lord is dealing with you and he gonna give you that spiritual gift and that power to go into certain things or have that, it'll be known, it'll be evident. That ain't nothing that you can hide. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what's understood, it really don't have to be explained.
That's right.
You know?
We know what's going to happen. When it happens, it does.
Yeah, like
somebody said something about salami. Salami, look.
It's just salami's beef or pork.
Salami's beef.
Look, salami.
They have
Salami's
pork salami. Nah, bro. I think salami. I want to say salami.
Yeah, I want to say I know I looked it up before. I don't really eat it.
Salami? Oh, that's bologna. That's pork.
Yeah, but then
But
you
they
get
got
the beef.
bologna.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chicken,
man.
turkey.
Just stay away from processed meats. Stay away from processed meats.
That's right. That's right.
Some women said, "How can we survive?"
Yes, it's typically beef or pork. So I mean, you know, they got.
You gotta check the package with either. You said, "Was it not?"
Some women asked, "How can we survive with the lack of knowledge?"
Who? Who? How can who? Is she talking about women or is she talking about Israelites in general?
I think that Israelites.
No, that's all. I'm asking her, so maybe she can clarify what she means.
Somebody said, "How do you say UFO?"
Yeah, so I wasn't gonna say that.
Yeah,
How
I don't
about blocks?
Hey, you said questions asked right now, they coming.
yeah, they answering everything. That's the way.
They got pork. Stay away.
Look,
Hey, check
again,
the
there's
lining.
beef ones and there's
Yeah,
pork.
just with anything,
So you
check the ingredients.
And the lining of it too.
Yeah, of course, I'm not.
That's disgusting. Bologna.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat that. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't eat no salami any day.
She said it in general.
In general, you can't survive without lack of knowledge. Knowledge is stability. Knowledge and wisdom and understanding shall be the stability of our time. So we need that, sis.
But even then, man, when you go into that verse in Hebrews, Hosea, the 4th chapter, speaking about lack of knowledge, that's speaking about the law. It tells you in the rest of when you finish the verse. We rejected knowledge because we rejected the law. Therefore, the Most High is going to reject us. So we can't survive without the law.
That's
and the curses show that we've been under for the longest.
Look, if you guys got questions, make sure you follow our Facebook, Alazar Bunloya, Deacon Hakas SICARRI, where you can get most of your questions answered, aside from the millions of comments that we deal with on YouTube.
Yeah, he's telling the truth. We'll be back most I want on Friday. I'll be out of town, but we'll probably do a Google Hangout collaborative live stream together, so we can go into some topics like we do every Friday about the will, grace, the spirit, and power of Yahweh. With that, we're gonna close out, y'all. All right. All praise Yahweh, Shalom.
Shalom.